Hello, this is the Lady Butterfly video of these walkthrough series that I plan on doing. With Lady Butterfly, a couple of things that you'll want is the shuriken. You'll definitely want that. And as for skills, the main skill that you'll want is the chasing slice. And so you'll be mostly focused on shuriken use as well as following up with the chasing slice with this fight. A couple items that will be quite useful for you is the snap seed, which with the snap seed that'll be helpful in the second phase of this fight. And then for the first part of the fight, you'll mostly be focused on timing your deflections so that you can build up her posture a lot more quickly. Before we get into it, there are two perilous attacks that she uses that you have to watch out for. Number one will be the sweep, which she will use that when she's on the ground. When she does the sweep, make sure to jump, follow through with a jump kick, which you just do by clicking X while you're in the air. That'll build up her posture, which will make the fight easier. And then the second one will be a grab. When you see that perilous attack signal come up, try and first do a shuriken hit with it, but if you miss with that, be ready to run. This does a lot of damage, it can kill you very quickly, but if you do hit her with the shuriken, it'll do a lot of damage. Last thing, one more thing to go over will be a gimmick to watch out for. She's got two of them, and they're both in the second phase. She brings phantoms out to fight you. They're just like these little shadow creatures. If you hit them once, they do die, or when you're in a big group of them, use a snap seed. And then the other gimmick that she has will be her phantom kunai, which they just are like these little beads of light. They will hunt you down pretty much, and guarding against them does nothing, and so the way to avoid those is just to run. And those phantoms, if you don't kill them or use the snap seed on them, they will turn into phantom kunai, and so be wary of that. This is also a good time to use a lot of sen to buy some snap seeds from a previous vendor that you've run into. A couple of tactics to use is when you're feeling pressured, run. You know, once again, it's okay to run away. That way you regain your ground, you build up your posture back, and when the situation is back in your control, stand in guard, let her come to you, stay on the defensive. When she jumps up on the air, focus on a good time to use the shuriken. With a good time to use that will be right before she does an attack, and so you'll hit her because if you don't do it right before she uses an attack, she'll actually just power through it, she'll block it, whatever. So you got to use it right before she attacks or does her grab attack. The last thing is when you feel like you have a good hold on her pattern, be aggressive. Don't get greedy. Focus still mostly on watching her patterns so that you can deflect. Stay close to her, build up posture, and don't let her recover it. But that's only when you're comfortable. So we'll get right into that. Not talk to that guy. Talk to him now. He'll give you a snap seed. I'm personally not going to be using them because I want you to see as much of the fight as possible. But I will tell you good times to use them in this fight. This is just to remind you about vitality and posture. When their vitality is low, their posture goes down quicker. And so, once again, for the first bit, your main focus will be bringing down her vitality. That way you can build up her posture to kill her. So make sure you lock on. And once again, stay on the defensive. That way you can figure out her attack patterns, and when you deflect, follow up with a follow-up attack. Don't let her break your posture. She's up in the air, so right before she does an attack, that's when I'll hit her. I should have done Chasing Slice to follow up, but... So you'll notice, since we're staying on the defensive and deflecting most of her attacks, her posture is building up quite a bit. Which that is your main focus with her. So she's up in the air, follow through with the shuriken. If you don't hit her with the shuriken, be ready to dodge. Sweep attack, jump kick. So that's the first phase. Stay on the defensive, be ready to deflect, learn her patterns. When she comes back down to fight you, she will be in front of the statue. So if you get over here, you'll actually be able to get a couple free hits on her. I got deflected, so that's why I went straight to guard. You'll notice that I guarded that Phantom Kunai, but it still did damage. So the way to avoid them is to run. This is where she does the dart with Phantoms. So since I'm not going to be using the Snap Seeds, we'll be running mostly during this phase. So you always got to watch out. Right here would be a good time to use it because you're in the middle of a lot of them. She'll snap her fingers again, and once again, as I said, they'll turn into Phantom Kunai. So you'll be running around to avoid those. And don't be afraid to run some more whenever you're feeling a little bit under pressure. Because you can also follow through and get a free hit that way as well. As if you run behind her. Stay close, build up her posture. That was her sweep attack. Sweep attack, jump, jump kick. If you get to about halfway health, be sure to heal up. That's another important time to be able to pull off the running. Another thing to notice is that when she does do her snap attack, like her snap to bring out her phantoms, you can also get a free hit that way. So there's her snap. So take away the phantoms. For some reason that one survived. And so before we focus on Lady Butterfly again, we're going to take him out. One hit will take them out. Again, you know she was in the air, so that's why I used the shuriken. If you have really good timing with the shuriken, then that will let you build up a lot of her posture very quickly. So always be staying on the defensive. And then during this time frame, you still want to be locked onto her. That way you know where she is at all times, and then you'll just be avoiding those phantoms. Right here would be a good time to use it, because you were in the middle of a lot of them. Snap Seed, that is. Just snap your fingers. They all turn into Phantom Kunai. When that happens, if you don't kill them, be sure to run. And you'll also notice I'm always pretty much running at an angle, which that makes it a lot more difficult for you to get hit by her attacks. If you're just running in a straight direction, she'll still hit you. So, run at an angle. So I missed with that shuriken, that's why I ran. again, if your health gets below about half, make sure to heal up. Get ready for a sweep. Follow through with the gun. I got deflected, so I deflected right back. Phantoms are here, so we'll focus mostly on running now. Don't get greedy. This is one of those fights that can quickly turn against you, and so you do not want to get greedy, no matter how close her vitality is being down, and no matter how close her posture is to breaking. Do not get greedy. Once again, if Phantom lives, you'll take him out before you continue the fight against Lady Butterfly. I got deflected, so I guarded. Though that attack that she does is also a good opportunity to try and use a shuriken, but don't worry about it too much. Focus on deflecting. And there you go. Get one last little death blow in there. So that's how to fight Lady Butterfly. I gave you the spiel at the beginning. Remember, be on the defensive. Don't be afraid to run around and learn her patterns. That way you can deflect easier. And if you ever are feeling a lot of pressure, run. It's okay to be able to regain your ground, regain your focus. And you can also use a healing gourd or the pellet. That way you build yourself back up so that you can get back into the action. When she's in the air, right before she does an attack, use a shuriken. It does a lot of damage. It builds up her posture. And then when you do the shuriken, follow through with the chasing slice so that you get in closer to her, or you can potentially do even more damage and get another free hit. When she brings out her phantoms, focus mostly on running. That way you don't fight her and the phantoms all at once. If you have a lot of snap seeds, use them when you are in a fairly large group of those phantoms. If you don't kill them all, it's okay. She'll snap, they'll go away, they'll turn into Phantom Kunai, and that's when you'll run and be running at an angle. That way they don't follow you as easily. If you have further questions that I didn't go over in the video, feel free to leave a comment. Or if you actually know me on a regular basis, just text me and ask me. I'm more than happy to answer to try and make it easier for you. So that's it for Lady Butterfly, and I hope it made it easier for you, and that's the entire purpose of these videos. And so, I'll skip that, so... Alright, that's it for this one. Oh, was I not recording that entire time? Okay, cool. I was recording that whole time, so that's good. Whew, that was scary. Okay, who's watching me? Is that Hunter and Marissa that's watching me? Drop a comment. I need to know. I need to know who's watching me. That way I know what language I can use. Just kidding. This is a family-friendly channel. I don't swear or anything like that. Hey, I'm actually watching myself. Who... Can I see who else is here? I just want to know. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Hello, this is now part 3 of my walkthrough video that I am doing. Part 3, we will be going over from the cave troll to the start of Gyobu. And so, with that, some items that we will be getting will be, well, actually other mini-bosses will be, so troll, general, and we'll be going past the snake. And that's pretty much it for the video. The skills that we want, now that you've fought Lady Butterfly, you should have plenty of them. However, you can also gain a lot of skills in other ways. And so, skills that you'll want are the grapple hook attack and the Makiri counter, as always. I will be teaching you a few things that you can use. For my personal playthrough, I'll be focusing on getting this next, the Breath of Life Light skill, because you heal when you get a death blow, and that's very nice to have. So I'll be getting this, which will also increase the amount of spirit emblems that I can have. And then I'll be saving up my skill points for that. Other really useful skills would be the mid-air prosthetic tool, as well as the Fang and Blade. But, with you killing Lady Butterfly, we'll also be enhancing the attack power, and thus we are stronger than ever before. So, from the dilapidated temple, we'll be going to the gate path. And then from the gate path, you should recognize this area. If you want more skill points and Sen, you can use this opportunity to go ahead and kill those guys a bit more. To do that, you'll be going that way once again. But we're not going to be worrying about that. Our next, as I said, our main focus with this will be those 3 mini-bosses. So, we'll then be going down this way, kill this guy, and then you're tempted to go down that way, but you don't want to do that. Once again, you'll actually grapple hook up here. If you have a lot of Sen, now's the time to go use it. Otherwise, you'll be going this way to sneak attack this dude with the bazooka. Why? He's a ranged unit. He's a ranged enemy. And we always take out ranged enemies first. Go then hop down. Him. We'll kill this guy. And last but not least, we've got him. You'll also notice that with the increase of your attack power, when you deflect, it builds up more of their posture. So, now, we'll be coming up over here. Hang to the right. Kill the chicken. Chickens are rude. And then we'll rest at this sculptor's idol. So now this is the first mini-boss on our list for part 3, the troll. Once again, for these mini-bosses, we don't want to be fighting them when we have other enemies, so we'll be taking out these enemies first. Go for this guy. Take him out. Now, one tactic that you can use is very, very shenanigan-y. If you have a sugar called Gachin sugar, you can use that. It will increase your stealth capability, and you can actually sneak up right behind him by going up the stairs, crouched of course, and around so that you get behind him without him seeing you, and you can actually get a free death blow right off the get-go. Another thing that will be helpful is the flame vent. Once again, The reason for that this time, however, is in the loading screen. You may have seen it by now, but it says that red eyes fear flame above all else. This chained ogre is a red eye enemy, and so flame will be very effective against him. It'll get you a lot of free hits. So with that, we'll now jump right into it. And so once again, if you have got chained sugar, you'll come up over this way, and then you sneak up behind him. However, if you don't have it, just go in, get a free couple hits, and then with the ogre, his movements are extremely slow, and so you can actually just run around him a lot. And so, focus on running. If you go in a circle around him, he'll just completely miss you. Like that. I don't know if you noticed that, but that was a prime opportunity to use the grapple hook attack. I'll try and bait out a move for him to do that. So right there, grapple hook attack, get yourself a couple free hits. To use the grapple hook attack, you use L2, you grapple to him, and while you're in the air, you click R1. Once again, his attacks are slow, so if you're running at an angle, you can get a free couple hits that way. And so overall, this is actually a really easy fight if you're focused on running. If you're not focused on running, this guy can break you super easily. So, once again, you'll notice that I'm running at an angle. So there's the first death blow, and then the second death blow is literally the exact same. However, this time I'll now show you the power of the flame vent against him. So you'll come up, flame vent, he's afraid of fire, so you get a lot of free hits. You burn him, you once again get a lot of free hits. That attack does come out rather quickly, so if you get hit by it, don't be too ashamed. You can just come right back with a grapple hook attack, though. Heal up. Flame vent. And finish him off. So, be focused on being agile, moving around him. Makes this fight significantly easier. Gets you a free prayer bead, pretty much. And then, if you haven't had a lot of practice with the Makiri counter, this guy is an excellent resource to try and practice it. You use that once again. You do O and forward at the same time. So, one right after the other, we'll now be coming up here for the next mini-boss. I don't remember his exact name, but he's a general of some form, and so you know how to fight him. But we want to take out all the little guys first. And so that's another important item. You grapple hook up here, go to left, get the gourd seed. And so, once again, basic rule of thumb, you go for the ranged enemies first. And so I'll be coming up this way. And then you'll take out this guy, so that he's not really annoying. And then you'll actually be dropping down here. Come up over this way, get a death blow on this guy, and even this guy. Come back around over here. Then you'll take out that ranged guy. I got deflected, so guard right back. So now we got this guy that for some reason decided that I was going to be heading in that corner. Take him out. Generally speaking, that won't happen, and so you'll then just come around over here and get the death blow on him. Now, normally that guy's over there, and so the way to take out him would, you could just hang on this ledge and crawl over there and then sneak up and kill him. but since he ran over there and pretty much killed himself, we won't have to worry about that. And so the next thing you want to do is scan the area before you go in. Make sure that you did kill all the enemies. That way you don't get attacked by multiple people at once. And then we'll be going for the general to get him. Oh. Get the free death blow like what I just did. However, once again, you pretty much know how to fight these guys already. He's got the addition of a thrust attack, but it's pretty much the exact same. So you just have to watch out for that new thrust attack that he's got. However, with your Makiri counter, that will actually potentially make him an easier target for you. You'll notice that I got staggered, so I instantly went for the roll. Don't let him recover. Get the death blow. This is another person that the Flame Vent is also pretty useful on, because when you use it twice, it burns them, and if it burns them, then you get a lot of free hits off. Right there, I should have done the Makiri counter. That'd be super awkward if this guy actually killed me. But again, this game is quite difficult, and so it doesn't matter if you win by the skin of your teeth. All that matters is that you win. Stay close. Watch his attacks. There's a sweet attack I was so used to. And he also has a grab attack, but it's pretty rare that he uses that. So, that's mini-boss number 2. Once again, you'll be coming from there. Go to the left, take out the Screamer first, drop down, come around this way, kill him. You can potentially kill that guy, take out the ranged guy, take out this guy, take out that guy, or that's right over here, and then you'll also need to take out that last guy that's right over there. So, from here, you'll come down to this broken bridge, and instead you'll take a left, come over to this branch, and here we have another Sculptor's Idol. We'll rest since we're not going backwards. And then for this next part, you're going to be coming across a giant snake. It's horrifying your first time. However, if you kind of get used to the area, you can just pretty much run through it. You don't have to worry too much about him. So that's what we're going to be doing. So that branch is our target. And then we'll turn around, come this way, and then duck in this grass. There's our snake buddy. He's really not too bad. He'll look up. When he does, he'll run, jump off this cliff. I know, such sound advice. Jump off this cliff. But again, it's a hero. You're a Ninja Spider-Man, so you'll be able to recover rather quickly. When you're in that cave, run, jump, and then if you didn't wait for him to finish smashing his head against that wall, you could actually have used that opportunity to run past him already. And even if he touches you, it doesn't actually matter. So, you'll just walk through, hug this wall, and right there you'll see the palanquin. You need to hide into that palanquin, and the path forward is right past it. So you'll hide in the palanquin first, you'll run up there, there'll be an opportunity for you to use your grapple hook to send yourself flying, you'll grapple hook again, oh, saw me. Oh boy, that's exciting. Don't let him see you, like I just did. That's funny. Still terrifying, but once again, you'll be running past the palanquin after you do the thing, and grapple hook, and grapple hook again, and you're pretty much safe after that. You'll just come right up here, into the palanquin, wait for him to get very close to you, stab him. Said, take this opportunity to run, grapple hook, and grapple hook. Come up into this area, and you are safe. Now we'll grapple hook there, up top, one more time. That's the sugar that I was talking about. That'll help you against the ogre, so you get a free death blow. It's very, very cheesy to fight him that way. Rest, because we're not going to be going backwards. And then right over there is an enemy that exemplifies why it's important when you get deflected to go right back into guard. And I'll show you. So watch out for his poison attack. See right there, he got a free hit on me because I didn't go right into the deflect. So, pretty important to do that. This is just to let you know where snap seeds naturally grow, I guess. And it's also to give you a hint of an item later on. So, I'm going to go ahead and rest because I took a hit. Don't really have to if you don't want to. You can practice the attacking into guarding against that guy. He's a really good resource for practicing that. And then I'll be walking you through this area, and then we'll be fighting Gyobu. So when you first come up here, you'll notice that gun guy, and a big boy over there, as well as two more enemies right over there. We won't be going there first. We'll be coming up here, up there. You'll take out him first. And then we've got this guy. Eavesdropping on him just lets you know that firecrackers scare horses. Which, if you don't want to fight these guys, you don't have to. There's just some items over there. The way to get to Gyobu is right here. We'll be doing that in the next boss video. As I said, I'll be keeping bosses and these parts separate, so when I have all these uploaded, you'll just be able to skip straight to any bosses you might be having trouble with. And hopefully it'll make it easier for you. This guy will make your counter practice easy. We don't want to fight these big guys fairly, so you want to sneak up on them next. He'll then be coming over here. Kill the ranged people first. And then another guy to practice in the carry counter on. That's an important item to get because 500 sen is in the heavy corn purse. I'm gonna fight him fairly. I guess not really. But that's how you take care of this part. Once again, the way to get to Gyobu, however, is you don't even have to fight them at all. From the Sculptor's Idol, you'll come up here, grapple hook, you'll come over here, there'll be a dude walking, patrolling the area, and then you can just go right up here. And with that, that is the end of part 3. If you have questions about anything, once again, drop a comment. I'll respond. Or if you know me personally, just text me, and I'll be happy to respond to that as well. So I hope that made that part easy for you, and happy hunting with Sekiro. Hello everybody, this is boss fight number 2 of my walkthrough that I'm doing. Boss fight number 1 was Lady Butterfly. However, you can fight him before you go fight Lady Butterfly. If you're having trouble with Lady Butterfly, I do recommend that because he will give you more attack power, and so it'll make the fight with Lady Butterfly a little bit easier. But with Gyobu, the main things that we'll be focused on, you'll want the grapple hook attack. So make sure that you have that skill right there. The other thing that you'll have to be watching out for is you'll also want the Shinobi Firecracker because it'll build up the posture because he's riding a horse. Horses don't like firecrackers for obvious reasons. And then a couple things to recognize is Gyobu does have weak posture, so doing deflections and using the Firecracker will make this fight extremely easy. One thing to note is after you use the Firecracker 3 times, or if he is in his second phase, he will then gain a follow-up attack to using the Firecracker, and so be prepared for that. Once again, after 3 times of using the Firecrackers or in his second phase. At the start of the fight, if you run in while he's doing his rant, you can get a couple free hits that way. Another little tactic you can use, it's not really necessary, is you can run in with the loaded axe at the beginning of his rant, so you'll hit him, build up a lot of posture, and that way the fight goes by a little bit quicker. Running in this fight isn't as effective as it is against like the Chained Ogre or Lady Butterfly. Letting him come to you and focusing on deflecting is much more important. When he gets far away, a lot of times you'll see a green sign. That means that you can use your grapple hook and the attack to accompany that. That way you get a couple free hits. And so with that, still focus on bringing down his vitality when you have the chance. That way his posture builds up a little bit quicker. So we're going to hop right in. Quite literally this time. Rush. And he will pop up right there. That way you get a couple free hits, and you build up his posture quite a bit. If you have the Fang and Blade, it'll build up his posture even more. So you'll be focusing mostly on building up his posture. As I said, he's got very weak posture. And so then we'd switch over to the loaded Firecracker. That was the opportunity to use the grapple hook attack. You deflect all 3 of those attacks. That lets you get right in there and get your death blow very quickly. As I said, running around isn't as effective this time. You'll mostly want to be standing your ground and focused on guarding against his attacks. When he does that attack, you definitely need to use that to avoid all those massive attacks. As I said, in phase 2, he gets a follow-up attack. So be watchful of that. Focus on deflecting rather than attacking. does those sharp turns, that's when you can grapple hook to get a grapple hook attack. I'll let him live a little bit longer so you can see more of the fight. He does have a perilous attack. It's a grab attack. Which, for that, you will jump, because it's kind of a mix between a sweep and a grab. This is why running isn't as effective in this fight. He'll easily be able to follow you. So right there is another moment where it'd be very effective. There's his grab. Do not let him grab you with that. It will do massive damage and kill you very quickly. So, and there you go. There's how to fight Gyobu. So, once again, focus on standing your ground. Running is not nearly as effective in this fight. You can quickly build up his posture by using the loaded axe at the beginning. And then this mechanical barrel allows you to upgrade your shinobi tools. So that's very important to have. Those upgrades are amazing. So now at this point, I have 5 skill points. And so I'll be getting Breath of Life. You can do whatever you want at this point. Just make sure you have the Makiri counter, Chasing Slice, and the Grappling Hook attack. So there's a Gyobu fight. I hope that made him easy, if he was a challenge for you to begin with. If he wasn't, good for you. You're awesome. So for me, he was quite challenging at first, and so don't feel bad if he kicks your butt a few times. Watch his patterns, get good at deflecting, and focus on building deflecting. So, happy hunting with Sekiro. Alright, so this is part 4 of this walkthrough with Sekiro. We just killed Gyobu, and so we'll be now taking this opportunity to rest. If you're following exactly what I'm doing, you should have 5 skill points by now, and so you'll be able to get the Breath of Life, and thus you'll be able to heal whenever you perform a death blow now. I'll be resting. And then from here, you'll open this door. I also should have enhanced my attack power, but I forgot to do so. We won't worry about that, however, just because I don't want to waste your time with that now. So, when you open that door, you'll actually turn around, and you'll be going up these stairs. The really nice thing about Sekiro is that there is no stamina, so you can run forever. I love that. You'll be coming around this way. Grab that item. It's kind of useless in my opinion, but whatever. You'll grab that item. Come around, talk to this vendor. And then, if you've been careful with your Sen, you should have 1,000 for you to buy that gourd seed. As I said earlier, if you have extra money, feel free to buy these coin purses, because then you have guaranteed funds for later on. We like guaranteed funds. So we'll take that time. Go to the right now. And then into this door. You'll talk to this guy. He wants to kill you. But then he sees the shinobi prosthetic. And he gets reminded of his friend, the sculptor. He used to be known as Orangutan. So you'll accept his offer to go hunt some rats.
What is this? Go if you do.
And now we're gonna come around this way to go kill those rats. These rats, they do have shields in the form of their hats, and so we'll be using the loaded axe to take care of them. We'll be running up. And then the rats are located right over here. And there are a few of them. There's 3 actually. There's the 2 with the shield hats. There's a 3rd one hiding right over there. We're going to take care of him first. So he'll come over here. Get low. And then we'll use this time to also sneak behind this guy. And then we got just this last guy left standing. And we'll use the loaded axe. Break the shield, and thus you break him. Those are the rats you're supposed to kill. So after you kill them, you'll then go back to the Tengu of Ashina. Which will get you an esoteric text, as well as you'll also be able to get a prayer bead shortly afterward by going up into the attic of this building. So, you come over here, talk to him.
Yeah, I wonder.
So that's another way for you to learn some skills, and then once again, we'll be going up into the attic to get ourselves a prayer bead. You go up the stairs, over this way. Grapple hook. Grapple hook. Come around onto the rafters over here. Lechang. And that treasure chest is your prayer bead. You'll then be able to just kind of hop down. And then over this way, an item. To the left, there's a girl. I'll talk about how awful war is. I agree with you. I agree with you, old lady. You get that item. And then we're actually going to run back one more time across that battlefield and take you to the Blazing Bull, which the bull is an animal, thus it is afraid of firecrackers, and so we'll be going over how to fight him, which, with the Blazing Bull, for the most part, you'll be running around in that fight. Keeps you safe that way. And so then you'll be coming up this way. Go to the right. And down. Kill the ranged guy first. My wife just came home and she's telling me that we need to go right now. But I'm going to finish this section of the walkthrough. And then I'll be going. I'm recording it. I know no one's watching me. I'm recording it. Thank you very much. I've got people that need help. So, this next little area, there are quite a few enemies. Specifically the big boys of the Terror Troop. Once again, you don't want to fight them fairly. But I did also tell you that I would be teaching you how to fight them. So true to my word, we're going to fight this guy 1v1. So, something to look out for is each of his attacks. You'll be deflecting. When you deflect, you'll be able to counter slash. When he swings his hammer down like that, he starts throwing a hissy fit. You do not want to deal with that whatsoever. So dip out, wait for him to finish throwing his hissy fit, go in, and finish. So then for these next two guys, you eavesdrop. It just lets you know, hey, we have a bull in there. It sucks. I kill that guy because this guy lets you practice inferior counter a bit more. So if you're not good at it, that's your time to practice. And I actually do have one person watching. I don't know who it is. I think it's Marissa, maybe Hunter. So you'll then come in, kill this guy, and this is where the Blazing Bull will come running through, and you'll kill those last two guys for you. As I said earlier, for the Blazing Bull, what you'll mostly be doing is running, because any one of his hits will pretty much kill you. 2 hits will definitely get you, but you gotta be very watchful of him so that he doesn't just completely murder you. Let him break the environment for you a bit, that way you have free room to range. So now, your opportunities of attack are when he does that little turnaround like that. However, as I said earlier, the Blazing Bull is an animal and thus is afraid of firecrackers. And so that is the main way you'll be getting in attacks. Hit him a couple times. And then be sure to run with the enemies. The Blazing Bull has an impossible amount of posture, and so your main target will be Vitality with fighting against him. Said, each of his attacks do take out quite a bit of your HP, so be wary of all of his attacks. Be focused on running, and when you have to do the higher frame. If you use it right in a row of each other, it does absolutely nothing, and so give him a little bit of break before you use it again. And then when you're running, you'll also have the opportunity to use the healing sword. That way you can take a couple more hits. Always stay locked onto him, that way you always know where he's at. You can also use the wall to your advantage, because then you can wall hop around him. You'll also notice that when he goes into the air, I unlock from him. The reason for that is because the camera angle is a little weird, and so I unlock real quick, and then when he flops back down, that's my relock onto him. And the Blazing Bull, he also throws a bit of a hissy fit when you bring him down quite a bit. Another thing to recognize is that you can block his attacks. He will burn you a bit, so be wary of that. But just so you know, you do have other options other than just running. If he kills you, it's okay, because he is one of the harder mini-bosses, so just be ready to resurrect. Still be ready to guard. That's really awkward. He wasn't supposed to kill me twice.
No. I
And
fight
so,
him all over again.
So don't worry if he kills you. Once again, he is pretty hard, and so these. But this just gives us a little bit more opportunity to focus more on running, etc. So don't worry too much. As I said, don't get cocky, otherwise you lose a lot of your stuff. Since we've already gone over how to kill them, I'm just going to run past everyone. because in Sekiro you really don't have to fight anyone that you don't have to fight. You can just run past them all, except for the bosses. You do have to fight the bosses, and a lot of mini bosses you do have to fight as well. But these normal guys don't have to worry about that. Blazing Bolt comes out, those guys for you. Breaking environment, giving you a bit more room to run. Show you how useless it is to use it right in a row. As I said, if you use it, give him a bit of a break first, that way it'll actually scare him again. And it is also good to note that if he's far away, it doesn't scare him. He doesn't care if it's not right up his So, pivots are your best time to attack. Just be focused on running, or when he goes in for the pivot and you're up close to him, that is when you will be using the Shinobi Firecracker to get in a couple of free hits. I'm not entirely sure why that one didn't work, but that's okay, because he's almost dead anyway. When he makes that noise, that does mean he's about to throw his fist in bed. So you do not want to let him hit you in that time frame, because he will just keep attacking. There you go. That's how you fight the Blazing Bowl. Mostly run, you wait for a prime opportunity to use Shinobi Firecracker, and then you get a couple free hits, you dip out again. And with that, you should also have 4 prayer beads at this point, and so you'll also have another opportunity to get more vitality and posture. And then we've got a couple of enemies right before we get to a Sculptor's Idol, which that will be the end of part 4, is when we rest there. So, back to your encounter. Come right up into here and rest at the Sculptor's Idol. You should be able to enhance your physical attributes, and then I'm also going to use this opportunity to enhance my attack power, which you should have done. That way the Blazing Bowl is even easier for you. So, I hope that made the Blazing Bowl slightly easier for you, but happy hunting with Sekiro, and have a good day.